Good day, everyone. I am Rosal Cabra, and I will report the Unit 9, Lesson 17, the Gestalt Theory in Art. Let us discuss what is Gestalt theory. Gestalt is a German word which means shape, figure, and form. It is a branch of psychology that interested in higher order cognitive processes relative to behaviorism. It is a theory about perceptions, holds that whole is more than the sum of its parts. It also describes the ability to recognize patterns and make associations, group objects that are close together into larger unit, relate and group objects of similar shape. The aspects of Gestalt theory that interest the designers are related to the theory postulations of visual perceptions, principally the relationship between the parts and the whole of visual experience. The visual world is so complex that the mind has developed strategies for coping with the confusion. The mind tries to find the simplest solution to a problem. One of the way it does this is the form of items that have certain characteristics in common. It is also one of the most powerful tools available to a designer for creating unity. The stronger the grouping, the stronger the gestalt. It is groupings that contributes to the unity in a design. It can be reversed to ungroup items to make it unique and stand alone. The basis for creating variety that add interest to an image. To fully understand the concept of Gestalt theory, it can help the designer how to balance unity and variety. Too much unity in design can be boring, and too much variety can be chaotic and disconnected. In summary, Gestalt theory allows communicators to predict how viewer will respond to design elements. Based on theories of perception, Gestalt principles explain how the whole images are often perceived as more than the sum of their parts. Knowing and using Gestalt theory in technical communication can help ensure that our visual messages will be understood and that our designs will be dynamic. Key principles of Gestalt theory: emergence, perception of a thing that is not easy to depict in the picture or painting. You can only recognize it by identifying some parts of that thing. Reification, it is a constructive or generative aspect of perception by which the experience perceived contains more explicit spatial information than the sensory stimulus on which it is based, explained by process in the study of illusory contours which are treated by visual system as real contours. Multi-stability. Perception is the tendency of ambiguous perpetual experiences to pop back for and forth unstably between two or more alternative interpretations. Invariance. Simply geometrical objects are recognized independent of rotation, translation and scale, as well as several other variations, different lighting, and different component features. Pregnance, or we like to create simplicity and order in what we see. It is a German word of pithiness. We tend to order our experience in a manner that regular, orderly, symmetric, and simple. And now let us discuss the different law. Law of closure. Mind experience elements does not perceive through sensation in order to complete a regular figure. Law of similarity. The mind groups similar elements into collective entities or totalities. Similarity might depend on relationships of form, color, size, or brightness. Law of proximity. Spatial or temporal proximity of elements may induce the mind to perceive a collective totality. Law of symmetry. Human mind groups elements to form a whole figure and makes sense of this form as a whole. One example would be how our minds perceive the window of a shop. When a person looks at it, that person sees the whole window and not just element of its part. Law of continuity. Mind contributes visual, auditory, and kinetic patterns. Even if the line stops, the viewer is able to follow it. Law of common fate. Elements with the same moving direction are perceived as a collective